Your membership at the Idea Exchange Old Post Office Makerspace allows you access to a variety of innovative creative technology. This tutorial is part 1 of 2 explaining how to use our laser cutter to engrave on round glass. The most common types of glasses, and the ones we find easiest to use, are round cylindrical glasses without handles. The reason being you need to use a rotary attachment to do the engraving. Basically, what the rotary attachment does is keep your glass perfectly horizontal and slowly rotates the glass while the laser moves back and forth on the x-axis. What makes this work is that the glass slowly rotates while staying the same distance, and therefore in focus, from the laser beam. You can see why a perfectly symmetrical round glass would be the easiest to etch for beginners. You don't have to worry about lining up the rotation to engrave, for example, on a flat surface if you were using a glass with 4 flat areas like a typical rocks glass. You also don't have to worry about a handle physically hitting part of the rotary attachment that would prevent rotation and ultimately ruin your engraving. Glasses with handles, flat surface glasses, and more can be done with the rotary attachment, but it just takes a little more time and skill to set up. For simplicity's sake, in this tutorial video, we will focus on demonstrating how to engrave on a symmetrical round glass. These basic principles can be applied to any glassware of your choosing. We also recommend that you use glasses where the glass is a little bit thicker. We find that cheaper glasses from somewhere like the dollar store generally work best. If the glass is too thin, it may crack. The first thing you must do before starting the glass etching process is to lower the bed completely and turn off the machine. The rotary attachment requires power, and if you plug it into the socket while the laser is on, you can severely damage the machine. Once the machine is powered off, remove the aluminum honeycomb bed and replace it with the ferromagnetic bed. Ensure the bed is seated properly and completely flat. Next, lift the rotary attachment by the 2 stainless steel handles and place it directly on the bed. You will see 2 black clips that will wrap around a flat ruler bar on the magnetic table. This will keep the attachment from moving up and down on the y-axis. Slide the attachment all the way to the right as far as it will go. Finally, double-checking that the machine is off, plug the rotary attachment into the socket. Close the doors and turn the laser cutter back on. The laser cutter will automatically detect that the rotary attachment has been plugged in. It will take a few seconds to do a self-test and calibrate. The machine is now ready for the glass. To prepare your glass, the first thing we will need to do is wrap it in a wet paper towel. The laser beam itself is hot, and the wet paper towel helps to dissipate the heat and create a tighter and smoother engraving. Wet the paper towel and place it on the glass. Smooth out any wrinkles. Head back to the machine and first loosen this handle, turning it counterclockwise, which will allow the middle piece of the attachment to freely slide. Take the mouth of the cup and place it around this convex metal piece. As you can see, there is a limit to how large the mouth of the glassware can be. If it is too big to fit on the middle piece, there is nothing to hold it, and consequently it will not work. Next, keep the glass as flat and as horizontal as possible, and slide the middle piece until the bottom of the glass comes into contact with the static concave section of the attachment. Push it lightly, and you will see the springs compress on the middle piece. Hold it firm and turn the handle clockwise to tighten. This will keep pressure and force on the glass, and will ensure that it rotates properly and does not come loose or drop out of the attachment during the engraving process. Since the laser does not move at all along the z-axis, and only moves laterally, it is imperative that we make sure the glass is perfectly horizontal and not slanted at all. The laser beam's focal length is very small, and in order to achieve a good quality engraving, the laser must remain in focus as it moves laterally along the glass. This may require you to get low and look at it at eye level. Not all glasses will need adjustment, but a good example would be a typical wine glass. Often, these will be tilted when loaded into the rotary attachment and will require readjustment. To adjust the tilt of the glass, loosen the handle by turning it counterclockwise and lift the bar up. When level, tighten the handle. You are now ready to set up your design on the computer. Check out part 2 of our glass etching series, where we will look at setting up our graphic in CorelDRAW.